Not very long ago, humanity took a giant leap in our understanding of the hidden structures of the world. Here, at the advent of the quantum age, we finally realize that space isn't a final frontier. Time isn't untouchable. In the middle of this multidimensional splendor, awe-inspiring and humbling comes the best part. The math puts us squarely on the best piece of real estate on the 12th dimensional map. Our third dimensional reality has a beautiful view of the universe, because everyone has an incredible power, the free will to change everything. We are not the only tenants here. We've always had neighbors. The closest ones echo in our daily lives. The many names of them ring out through history and myth. I'll spare you from the naming conventions. We've had many, too many humans killed over pure semantics. My story, the story of an ordinary three-dimensional man, a cop, began when I was assigned to serve in a special unit with a single mission, preparing for the arrival of an extraordinary man named Enoch. Turned out, he was human just like you and me, a simple victim of the events which he wasn't able to fully grasp and hadn't learned to control. His story started in a desert when our upstairs neighbors came to visit. They liked it so much here, they decided to stay.
20 Watcher commanders, representing 200 of their kind, like the looks of our daughters and sisters and wives. And they saw no reason they shouldn't have what they wanted. They swore an oath so powerful, the mountain on which they descended was forever cursed. They had orders from above to watch and not to interfere. But they coveted our free will and disobeyed the rules of the higher planes to take it for their own. We were in no position to stop them until my teacher, Henry, made a simple mistake.
Every life leaves a trail in the sand of time, searching back and forth as we make our choices. Since I took you, Enoch, you have come so far. Oh, I'm so proud of you. But your greatest challenge still lies before you. I am sending you to a confluence of lives, events, where many potential outcomes may unite. And as before, you shall be my messenger.
No.
Enoch?
No! No more Pennyman.
Enoch, we need you. We need your courage and your strength.
You need me because you're a watcher. All you were supposed to do was watch. You need me because I'm a creature of this world. And you are not. You need me to manipulate my own people for your selfish reasons. Not anymore. I won't do it!
I showed you the workings of the world, its inner structure.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Because now I understand. Now I know. I know what you are. I know that this is our world. And it's time for you to go.
I made you one of us!
You made me your slave!
The Watchers make plans. They see time and space differently from us. To them, we are little more than playthings. Instruments they can twist and bend to what they need. They insert themselves into history, try to change it for their own ends. But always, they're frustrated by that one variable they cannot control. I don't know if they feel love. I thought Penny May might have.
2 days later, we arrived to investigate a strange crime scene discovered by local police.
We have a decent indentation in the ground, a bunch of ice crystals, and a whole lot of skin, but no bodies or weapons yet.
You won't find any. Skin. Is it human?
We're sending it to lab. We'll have an answer later today.
We collected several samples for DNA testing, and we're waiting for the results.
Boss, you have to see these results. Before you ask, I've run these tests over and over again all night. What I think we're dealing with here is some kind of a biological experiment.
A what?
Have a look. These DNA sequences appear to be human, but they're more like pieces assembled from a similar DNA component of animals. I see everything a human needs to be human, but I also see a lot of junk DNA, inactive genes, like from some kind of reptile, some bird bits, or I think dog. Look, the best part about this is that there are no signs or results of any DAF16 or FOXO3 genes.
Amaris, English please.
Look, without DAF16 or FOXO3, this thing is ageless.
Are you telling me it can't be killed?
It's flesh and bones, so it can be killed, but it won't die of old age. I've done some digging around on age and regeneration research, trying to connect the dots. The only name that came up before hitting the DoD security firewall was Professor Canton.
Dr. Canton? The one my daughter interns with?
The very same. And did you know that he's still contracting for the Department of Defense?
Really? Bastard.
I give to you Project Methuselah, a process to reverse the tyranny of aging of disease, nanotechnology to deliver genetic modifications. With this, people could live to be 900 years old.
Turns out, the military was working on the same project for years, doing their own research and tracking the same targets. They've tracked these targets for decades, and they've gotten very good at keeping tabs on their test subjects.
Gentlemen, you've been handpicked to serve in the Special Air Force Communications Service. We control the entire second-dimensional informational field around this planet. Nothing gets on or off this rock without our say-so. You see that fist on your badge? I guarantee you the subspace waves aren't the only thing that we'll be catching. Hoo-ah? Hoo-ah!
Enoch, sir. At your service.
We observed an arrival. We have every orbital, aerial, drone, eye, and red light camera focused on this spot. Observation keeps it from manipulating history, right?
I know who's coming, General. And believe me, this will not be enough to stop him.
This creature is one of the Watcher's commanders called Kokobil. After his arrival, all hell broke loose.
Hey, freak show! You need to put some pants on or I'm gonna have to run you in.
You're so lucky.
What are you doing?
Don't you want to cuddle? I bet you could. Big teddy bear. Don't wait. He's strong.
Stop!
All women want him. He wants you.
Stop!
Those eyes crazy not to grab that.
Stop it! Stop it. Stop.
I had to act to protect my family, as he was going after me, my partner, and my daughter.
We were once like you. We crawled like worms on the earth. We ascended to the stars, but we were never truly free until we threw off the shackles of time itself. And until you can do the same, you are right to fear us.
Freeze! FBI! On the ground! Now! Oh!
In the spirit of this new intergovernmental agency cooperation, I've arranged a swap. The bizarre DNA samples for the equally bizarre man, Enoch.
My division exists thanks to standing orders that are over 100 years old. The guy who tapped me, he killed himself because he thought his life was a waste. I've watched for you for the better part of mine.
Well, I'm here now.
Why? Why now? My kid? My career? Why did you have to wait until it's all over?
You have to understand how they see us. A snake, a shape throughout history.
What does Audrey have to do with any of this?
She's the key to all of it.
All of what?
In fact, to keep things interesting, I let him loose to do what he came here to do. When you have to walk halfway down the block to pick it up, it really isn't delivery.
If you tell people where your hiding place is, it's not really a hiding place, is it? Some places where the old live, or the unambitious, or the lazy, they're like a closed-off loop in time and space. They're cut off from the rest of the world. Nothing gets in or out. We will be fine here. For a little while, anyway.
What happened to the lady that lived here?
I'll bring her back once we're gone.
Meanwhile, the military was accelerating the research and efforts in this field. Turns out, Project Methuselah was just a small part of a much larger plan to uncover the true power of humanity. The power of a free will.
We're not interested in theories, Professor. The military applications are staggering.
What we are discussing here is pure research, trial and error. It cannot be dictated to, it cannot be held to a schedule.
With the resources we're allocating to this project, nothing's impossible.
To those who don't have to do it.
Do I have to remind you what you told us? Powerful collective thought can collapse waves of probability, like those dirtbags on Wall Street, right, Colonel?
Yes, sir.
You would remember that part of the presentation.
We're all behind you, Doctor.
Winning our freedom and realizing our true potential will be the most difficult task that humanity has ever undertaken. The fight will be long and dangerous, but the Watchers aren't the highest form of life in existence. And if we play our cards right, we may discover the ace we need to win.
It doesn't matter how powerful you are, how strong you are. All that matters is that you try.